again. Quad fours again.
You had quad fours on the other table, didn't you?
Twice
Oh my
today.
god.
Lucky day. Thank you very much.
Seriously, all going broke. Hey, Jack Ryan.
Yeah. That's the same as last time, quad fours.
You don't got me set up for?
On the turn as well.
No, before. Oh, yeah.
Anytime you hold it there.
Yeah,
You got
twice.
me with the set of putts.
Not a bad club book.
Extra 4 made me not believe it.
When I've got it, don't believe me, okay? 6.
6. 6 raise, 6 up. Seven call. Take both. King fold. Three call. Three check. Seven bet 12. Four. Six check. Seven check. Bet 10. 7 4.
Come on, man. Can't take it. What's the big pattern of all that? Seriously. Just like that. And the story, the whole suit. Oh,
Talk to the owner.
And we are doing flip number 1 for the Gold Coast 10. Seat 1, row, seat 2, King.
Do you want to bring the boys in?
4th row, seat 5.
Well done. Big
King
call.
Sutherland, seat 6, Daniel.
I'll call you Taylor.
Seat 1, ace 7 off seat 2, ace 9 off seat 3, 6 5 off seat 4, 6 3 off seat 5, 10 9 off seat 6, 10 3 off.
well, that's why I checked on the turn. Because I knew you did the same play before with the ace 5.
The board of 2 of hearts, 6 of hearts, 7 of spades.
6.
Seat 1 is out in front with a pair of 7s. Turn ace of clubs, seat 1 now has 2 pair. And the river card is a deuce. No player holding the deuce. Congratulations to seat 1, George Frillingers. You've won your way into the Gold Coast Champs for just $100.
You check. That's 7,000.
No, but it's just thing is
When you're not in the hand as well?
Yep.
Hit you with 4. Bet 20.
Congratulations to all players at the poker shop, 250. You are in the money.
So 2 raise 65.
How much?
65.
I think I'm good.
6 call. Flush.
Really bad river for me.
Put him first, right?
C3 in play now.
Take care. Yeah. I bet that this two ladies already.
Divided by these.
Is that Queen Deuce? Queen Deuce, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
So fabulous. Okay, raise 6,000. 2 fold. 3 fold.
All in.
Take 4 all in. 6 fold.
And we are going to do another flip into the Gold Coast Championship, $100, 1 in 6. If you are interested, please raise your hand. We'll get a staff member to come over and collect your information.
Uh, 50, 55, 58, 60, 62, 62.8. 62.8. Call. All in call. Sure. Fifty-five, 58, 60, 62.8.
Coast Championship going on. 600 entry into a massive $150,000 guaranteed prize pool. Currently have 95 entries in tonight's flight, only on level 3.
What do I do?
Star stack 30,000. If you wish to join, please head to receive registration and get your seat now. This will be the last flight for the Gold Coast Championship.
Free raise, 6,000. Four, 6 fold. Seven fold. 8 fold.
You going to Sydney after this, or where are you based? Mostly,
2 fold.
you in Baker already? What's your stat?
2 check. Free bet 7.5.
I was so dreaming of a diamond on that river when you went head right. I was standing here and those river diamonds.
Oh, was it Jack Hand? Me too, man.
2 fold.
He was down for a very short stuck when he came to our table before the bubble.
How double you up?
All the problem.
You won't get your couple of fours in the big one. I flooded.
Free bet 15,000.
I actually took a massive early on. Like level 2 or level 3, it took like 150 points. And at the end, 40.
40. Yep. C4 raise 40.
He played really well. So did you. You like, I think you having such a big stack early just made you play well. So with him, he had a short stack. He had like, I think 15 bigs when he came to our table with 3 tables. Oh wow. So all the stuff that Tony pushes in your ear about, moneymaker, and you can come back. That's we just said it.
3, 4, 40.
I play a lot of
What's the big tournaments that run local? So what do you play? What's your weekly regular?
C3 all in. 4 fold.
No week?
My guy Aiden is working for me.
Full. Three checks. Six checks. Three checks. Six checks.
100 please.
Your big chip. Just your big chips around the front, please. Thank you.
Hundred? Oh, 100. Yeah.
We got 5.
6 again.
1 5 there.
How much?
2,000.
Please.
Yeah.
Full. Raise 7.5. Four, four. Three bet 5.5. Four fold. $1,500. Thank you.
Kind of free.
Come on.
6, 7 all in. 8 fold. Two fold. Three fold. Four fold. Six fold.
Let's have it, hey. Gonna get worse. Alright, good luck.
Jack
Not
10.
even
Yep.
am I allowed?
Yeah, 6.
Sorry.
6 of that.
Yep.
All black cards.
Runner.
Hey, it's not bad.
7.
Good luck, guys. Alright, anyway. I'll have good luck.
Like Michelle yesterday, huh?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
I doubled up Michelle twice. With his worst, with the worst name.
15 half. 16.
Pulled him aside this morning.
We have 2 seats left in the Gold Coast Championship. Flip $100. 6 seats, 1 in 6. Cheapest way
Like
is the
that,
way you
please.
went into the Gold Coast
Do a chip
Championship.
raise.
If you are interested, please raise your hand. We'll get a staff member to come over and collect the details.
6, 7, 10. 2, 3 pieces.
Okay, we've got 3 pieces.
Ace,
Seat 2.
Jack,
Well done.
and
8.
10 of diamonds.
That's right. 10 of diamonds.
2,
You don't
6,
need it, man.
8.
You've got enough.
I had the most too.
I had 4 too.
You had 4 too? Ah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Brian.
Oh, mine's up this one.
Lines up 2-4. Next hand, please.
Still 3 this hand, yeah.
Race.
C2 raise, 6,000. 3 fold. 4 fold. 6 fold. 8 fold.
Happy day.
Lines up this hand, 2, 4, 4. Lines up Ray, 2, 4, 4. Three fold.
Sorry, Carl.
You're right. 4 fold. Six raise, 9,000. 8 fold. C2 call, 9. One more.
9?
9. Two check. 6 check.
We are about to run our Gold Coast Championship flip. Seat 1, Frank. Seat 2, Jordan. Seat 3, Lauren. Seat 4, Rob. Seat 5, John. Seat 6, Marius.
6 raise,
Seat
50.
1, 5-4 off. Seat 2, 10-9 off. Seat 3, 7-6 off. Seat 4, Jack 4 off. Seat 5, Ace Jack off. Seat 6, Jack 8 off. To a flop of 7-7-3, Seat 3, flop and trips. To a turn card of 8 of spades, no player holding a front door. And the river guard is the king of clubs. Congratulations to Seat 3, Lauren Bonte. You have won your way into the Gold Coast Championship for just $100.
Two fold.
Attention all players and dealers in the Gold Coast Championship. Your blinds will be up next hand. 300, 600 with a 600 big blind entry.
6 raise, 9,000. 8 fold.
Simon is turning good.
You alright?
happy you lose yesterday, but today lucky, so I'm happy.
Are you in the six max?
Two call, 9.
Oh, on the main. Yeah.
I just got too excited.
Good luck.
Maybe win for sure. Lucky, lucky. I used unlucky yesterday, so.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No bluff there. He's called me light a couple of times, so there's no bluff there.
2 check. 6 check. 2 check. 6 bet 10. Two call. Two check. Six bet 25. Two fold.
Oh, sure.
Real deep this table, isn't it?
I don't like it. The
deep.
rails really
Yeah,
high.
really high. Looking down in your shit.
Yeah.
Eight raise, 8,000. Two fold. Three fold. Four fold. Thank you. Just can't have your phone on the table. Can't have your phone out on the table either. Eight fold.
Alex Darby, 6C5, 86,000.
Six three raise, mate. See four all in.
Nine in the window, baby.
59.5. 59.5. Alex, just have to take your phone outside. If- all good. Six fold.
Yeah. Everyone hits their kicker.
What did you have?
Ace 5.
What I guess?
Well played, man.
We are going to do another flip into the Gold Coast Championship. 1 in 6.
Have you got
100 a ticket. If you are interested, please raise your hand.
Yeah.
We'll come over and collect your information.
Anything against springs.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I didn't know if you
rather have
heard him.
aces
I was like,
against
did he? I was like, Seat open, feature table.
Choose Jack 10, suited. Well, 2 out or...
It's just comfortable.
It's just a different perspective. You're sitting there for the whole game.
So are you. You're too comfortable as well.
Same set, really. Got my back on.
It's warmed up for you, dude. It's warmed up.
We haven't played. I'm even. I'm
Okay, let's see one.
I could do that. I could do that too.
See, now you know I play that trash in my big one.
Well, no, I don't. You didn't have to.
Under the gun, starting stack. Open triple. Can you play the big one? Also starting.
I see what's happening. The starting set matters.
Was.
Two-fold.
I think she's been playing for a while.
Three-fold. Ten? Eight. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear. No, oh,
You
sorry.
said raise.
Okay. It's 10,000. You can see 6. Seven all in. Eight fold.
Good, thank you.
Now remember what I had in my big one. Very bad hand. Now, improvement in small one. Slightly.
Next time I am.
Let's fold.
Wow. Wow.
We were just talking about it.
At ace 9. Ace 9 would have been amazing.
No. Let me think about that one. Keep your eyes up my chips. Huh? So you've already scammed me too much in tournaments, right? I bagged like 5 big blinds in mystery.
Three-fold.
He buys it for stupid markup. I cash for like 18,000.
That's literally the smallest stack in the group. Get it out like buy something. Why not?
What did you buy?
7 raise. 10,000.
I don't even remember.
Eight fold.
It was like 10% for like 260 or 270.
2-2. Four. Two check.
Should let you stand.
7 check. Seven fold. Thank you. Raise 9,000. Seven raise, 23,000. 8 fold. 23. 2 fold. 3 fold. 6 call, 23. Six check.
One premium?
16.
There's a 10.
So, check. 7 bet.
There's
16.
always a 10.
Attention all players in the Sharks Tornado, you have just under 2.5 minutes before your game recommences. Start making your way back to your tables, that's all players in the Sharks Tornado.
Ready for a turn.
Ready for 10? It's like a jack now. How much is that?
300. Come on, man. Suppose you're gonna mistake.
How much?
73.
Just like that. Sits down, the Chinese died. We got this.
Who died here? Now Alex Thatcher. Only is my uncle.
Seven fold. 8 fold. 2 fold. 7 check. Two bet 7. Sevenfold. Twofold. Threefold. Six raised, 9,000.
Thank you. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Sevenfold. Eightfold.
You're behind.
Yeah, 652.
Threefold. Six raised, 9,000. Sevenfold. Eightfold. Twofold. Thank you. Sixfold. Seven raised, 10. Eightfold. Twofold. Three, four. Three check. Seven bet 8,000 and threefold. 4 this end.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, 2 4 this end. C2 raise 8,000.
Alright, all poker players in the 6 match championships, your blinds are up. 2.5, 5,000 with a 5,000 big blind empty.
24.
That's all poker players in the 6
3
match
raise,
championships,
24.
your blinds are up.
C2 fold. Blinds up this hand. 2.5, 5 5. C2 bet 14,000. 6 fold. C2 call. 3075. Bet 35. Just have to take your phone away from the table.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can have it on you. Just don't let it look at it, apparently.
We are doing another flip into the Gold Coast Championship. In seat 1 we have Memrad. In seat 2 Dennis. Seat 3 VJ. Seat 4 Russell. Seed 5, Luke, and Seed 6, Shane. Seed 1, 10-6 of diamonds. Seed 2, 8-4 hearts. Seed 3, pocket 3. Seed 4, King 7 off. Seed 5, King Queen off, and Seed 6, Queen 5 off. Flop
Seed 2,
is 10, 10,
7
5,
call.
2
All in.
spades. Seed 1 has flop troops. Turn card is the 7 of hearts. River card is the 6 of clubs, filling up into Seed 1. Congratulations to Memnad, Musa Boy, you have won your way into the Gold Coast Championships for just $100.
You got a seat for now?
And attention, all players left in the poker shop 250. Please go on a break and come back at 20 minutes past 7, please.
I don't think he even knows. But he played it, so he has
Seat 2 all in. Free fold.
You may have read in the chat that the boys will be joining us in the booth shortly. Well, the boys are here.
We are.
We are back. We've had our little sabbatical after the fun and games of earlier this afternoon. And Harvey Silver, Braden Jinks here to take you through tonight. Packed room here at the Southport Sharks, but we'll be focusing on this one here. This will be our tournament of choice tonight, 6 max. And as I welcome you, Jinxie, we have absolutely raced through this field of 87 to finish up with 18 left now.
Yeah, unbelievable. We've got, we're still 8 off the money, so we've got 10 paying here with $12,500 up top, so still a really hefty prize pool. $12,500, nothing to sneeze at, but we're at 3 tables of 6 now. And no, it's not a replay of the Goliath. Ahmed in the exact same seat that he was in the Goliath, seat 6. That's him. We were so impressed with Ahmed's play at the Goliath final 2 tables, and no wonder we're seeing him here deep again in the 6 max. Man, a few words for sure. But it's definitely not a replay. 556 max, 10 paying, $12,500 up top.
And we've just lost another player as we've sat down.
Yeah, I think just the way the structure is in this tournament, we'll be in the money fairly quick, and we'll have, of course, every 6 max tournament is a final table of 7. So when we get into the money, we'll be going 4 and 4 with 8 left. Final table of 7, and we probably won't be in for a late night whatsoever, but more of a fun night, I hope.
And you won't be hearing from me for very long, from what I gather, because I think, Braden, you've organised a few guests to come through, which will be fun. Give you their take on all things poker, including the Australian Poker Tour, which we are winding down after a fantastic week up here on the Gold Coast. Great numbers, really good vibe in the room, and lots of great stories. And those stories haven't all been about our pros. There's been a lot of less experienced recreational players, we might call them, who've done so well here. Stories about hands. Every time you walk out, someone wants to tell you about a hand.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
About a bad beat.
Yes, no doubt about that. Got a few guests lined up. The most excited guest that I have had lined up, I was thinking about, you know, an APT staff member that would be good to come in here and have a chat and see what it's like working for APT. You would have seen her video yesterday on Facebook, and that's probably one of my most favourite love dealers. Phoebe Yan have organised. Needed to get permission, of course, from Brian, but we got that over the line, and we'll have Phoebe Yan in the booth for a while tonight. And I know that she is a dealer, but she's also one of the best players in the room as well. She deals all the games, and who could forget her second place finish in the King's main event only a couple of months ago. Can't wait to get her in. Liam Murray, stalwart of Australian poker, I'll have him in later tonight. And our final table Goliath finalist Matthew Ginn. A few hands to talk over with Matty with, and might even be able to go over the hands together with Matty and just see how me and him attempt to go through spots together and study hands. That'll be really interesting. A few big spots that he played that we can have a chat about. So hopefully more of a fun, light-hearted night in tonight. Won't be going over too many hands in detail. We'll, of course, still be following the action, but with a big day ahead tomorrow in the money in the Gold Coast main event, will be more poker heavy tonight. A bit more fun, hopefully.
Bit more fun, yeah.
Saturday night.
Talking about Phoebe, I've seen her deal. Haven't seen her play, which you have, but I'll tell you what, on the basis of a little promo video that she did, which was her first take,
yep,
she's also a very good talent, and
she is, for
I'm
sure.
certainly expecting to see her do a little bit more on maybe the marketing and the promotion side for Australian Poker Tour. And it's a real story, not bringing some actor in to tell you about it. This is someone who deals and plays and knows so many people in the room. So yeah, I look forward to listening when you get Phoebe in.
I would have won if you stayed.
Had
I would have won if you stayed, Willie.
well over 100 runners for the Poker Shop 250 today, and that's down to a final table now.
Do we have any notables on that final table? I believe I saw Ricky Crozen on that final table with a lot of chips, but we'll see if we've got any other notables there.
Susan raised 11,000. 4 and 6 calls.
This was a $550 buy-in event. I'm reliably informed, Jinxie, that Ahmed finished third earlier in the day, got up, walked straight to the cage and bought into this event.
Loves it. Yeah, our Poker Shop final table. $7,000 up there, and Ricky Crozen does have the chip lead. Not too many notables on this table. I see Georgie Frolingos is there as a short stack, but you know, Ricky might be hard to overcome with this chip lead.
Another one of those events that, you know, is really attractive for players who are progressing up the poker ladder.
Absolutely.
And that's probably why you're seeing names on that final table that you don't know.
Yep.
250 buy-in, chance to win 7K. All gets done in a day.
What a great tournament to come in and flick.
Yeah.
Saturday. Big prize pool, $7 grand up top. And of course, we've also got the 330 Heroes. We've got 18 runners for that. Still able to buy in, hopefully get over 20 runners there. And, you know, if you know the rules or competent in any of the games of Hold'em, Stud, High, Low, Raz, Omaha 8 or Stud, that's for you. And of course, the mini main event and the last flight of the main event tonight. That main event's got really good numbers already, 130 entries. 130 entries there. We can still register for another 20 minutes, I believe.
Really enjoy that mixed game when you forget which game you're playing.
You don't even want to know the mistakes I've made.
And you're playing it as a different game.
I've been in hands where I'm in Raz and it's like all high cards around me, and I've got like ace 3, 6. I'm like, I've got a great hand here, and I'm like,
hang on,
everyone else, these are high cards. I'm like, and you look over at the plaque. I'm like, okay, I am playing the wrong game. I've done it more times than you want to know.
A board of hearts here. And we have an all in.
No, don't. Go away. Go away.
Oh, a few more outs.
Scared, she's scared.
Those outs on the top right-hand corner aren't.
No, that wasn't right. He got the flush. He got the flush anyway. So
that's
guess what?
Ahmed eliminating Ray. I'm sure Ahmed would have wanted to eliminate him in the Goliath with all that money up top, but he'll take this as a secondary option. And Ray Wang, our runner-up in the Goliath.
It's quite incredible to see these guys play the whole day and then they're back in for the next event.
I know. And they're in the same. Ahmed's in the same seat. Amazing.
Yeah, that is not set up. That's just the way it happens. And we'd lose another player, and this sprint to the finish line in this event continues.
Yes. I dare say we'll be in the money fairly quickly.
Andrew Walsh here with quite a nice chip stack. King Queen suited.
Trying to get some updates for you from the outer tables. We're going to be. We've got 3 tables left, 6 off the money, and it appears that our chip leader of the main event tomorrow, who bagged 19 start stacks, 600k, unbelievable APT record, that is Nathaniel Hutton. It appears he also has the chip lead here.
Wow.
In the 6 max. God, I mean, it's going to be a great final table to watch if he's here, but
that's unheard of, bagging that sort of amount, isn't it?
It's like 250k more than anyone else has ever bagged. There was a big bag last night. I actually believe Jade Mitchell bagged around 400k as well. Good for 13 starts there, and you know, but Nathaniel Hutton bagging 600k is unheard of in the APT main. Of course, we're in the money there already. You get your $1,200 as well as your chips in a bag, but it does appear that Nathaniel Hutton is the chip leader of this event on an outer table.
Being checked all the way through to the ace on the river.
9 high.
And
Play the board.
Trevor. Yep, gets the check mark there.
Could have been some interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty dry. It's pretty dry.
New player card.
What makes you all either out?
Yeah.
We have a new player here. We'll get the updates on that shortly.
Nice straight, vice versa. Could have been interesting. Instead, it was boring.
It was very boring. Oh, we played a few hands earlier. That were interesting.
Chips here.
So what'd you have? Fives. You had trip fives, obviously. I turned the button, but it's just so sick.
And then if Omri plays it a little bit differently with the nines.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a rip there. I've got a rip ace king there. I want to heads up with him to win 40k. Get you to fold those pockets.
7 and 8 folds. Seat 3 raised 12,000. 4 folds.
Just to reiterate and confirm, you are not watching the replay here of the Goliath. Ahmed in the exact same seat with all the chips. He's here again. 6 off the money. Don't forget either, he likes to make the stream interesting. He asked me about his bluff with the 4 tour clubs on ace, king, jack, 7.
6 bets, 25,000.
As we see a half pot bluff here from Ahmed. You know, Trevor's not going to be going anywhere on this board, but be interested to see if Ahmed fires another one off here. Be surprised if he doesn't, but maybe after this. Well, he will now. He's got a straight. But
Wow. Wow.
Goes full pot, Ahmed. This is one of the only rivers we get away from this hand on, but
I don't think he's getting away. Let's just see. Oh, he's only got 132, but oh no, he's got 446. Sorry, he's got plenty. It's Ahmed who's a bit short there. But obviously, he's got the check mark, and he does give it up. Good fold.
I have a feeling that full pot size was coming no matter what the river, but we just managed to barrel the straight off on the last card.
Anyone watching the stream today, and certainly plenty in the room would know that Ahmed is a very, very good player.
It's funny trying to commentate yesterday and today. We're really trying to get a lot of info about Ahmed, but there was nothing coming up. And as I mentioned on the stream with the Goliath, had a good chat with him. Trevor just folds Jack 10 there in the cutoff. I find that very interesting.
Oh, because he knew Andrew had ace Jack, that's why.
All right, we'll leave it there. We'll leave that there, but that's...
oh, wow, okay.
That's why he folded Jack 10.
That's a good fold.
I love Ahmed's demeanour, I really do. I just... within 20 minutes of covering that first stream on day 1 of the Goliath, just got that feel of someone who's very competent and just showed that no end all the way until he busted in third.
So just a call there from Andrew. Wants to peel off a flop. And he hits the ace. Ahmed bets the queens.
Not sure about this size from Ahmed there. This could potentially be one of the only missteps I think he's made. Definitely could go a lot smaller. We're always checking this card too, no matter what, but we can still outbet achieves the same. They're at around 30 to 35K.
60.
He hates this already.
Yeah.
Sure about this. Ahmed may not have thought his snap, C-bet and snap called this turn.
And that's
Oh,
all
goodness
in.
me.
Oh, wow. And he's gets an
out.
insta call.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Decides to turn his hand into a bluff on the river, blocking Queen 10. Not sure how many folds that was going to generate. We've been full of praise for Ahmed's play for 2 days straight. He looks frustrated in himself as well. But he doesn't appear to care too much.
I think it's more than that, Ahmed. And a little bit more. I think he's pretty close to out.
He's
He is
GG's,
out. Yeah.
GG's, Ahmed.
Oh, hang on. There you go. Oh, no, you actually
That's
want
the worst
You actually
slow
want
roll.
to
You
get up
wanna
and
be
go,
out. You
don't
wanna
you?
be out. He's frustrated with himself there. I
Yeah.
can see why. Not sure about the line he's taken. That could be the first misstep we've seen from Ahmed in 3 days. Been nothing but praise for Ahmed's plays. He shows less than a small blind left in his stack. I don't think he wants to be out of here. And that'll get us down to 14 left.
You're pricing them to call red a jam anyway. You could never fold there. It's a cycle. Right.
You got me, you got me.
Spin it up. Can't spin it. It's not even a blind.
Another pocket pair to start with. This is sevens for Trevor.
4 folds.
Ahmed is all in with the 7-6. He's 2,000.
7-6 is, I mean,
Well,
we're
not
dead.
against sevens.
But
so, not great. Jason's come along with the 10-9 off.
Now there's a crazy.
And the 9-10 is pretty darn good for this.
Ahmed lamenting, there's the queen, there's another one.
Too late.
We're going to be in the money in 20 minutes at the
It's
rate
just
that
crazy,
we're going.
isn't it?
14 left, 10 pay.
Trevor comes along. If it's a 7, there's going to be problems. It's just the 4.
Ahmed knows he's completely dead. And that's going to be GG's Ahmed. 15th place, 4 off the money.
Crushed the floor.
Yeah. Seen a lot of Ahmed
Oh,
today.
I mean, yeah, I'm not drawing dead there, am I?
I'm sure he'd be walking out and having a look at what else is available for him to buy into for the rest of the night.
Well, if he can play all the games, he's got the horse there to
Yes.
flick in if he wants.
Well, that could be it. Of course, multiple events running at the same time here.
25,000. Fold. 3 fold. Heads up. First up. 3 check.
Could have a potential collision here. We've already got 100k in the pot. Trevor's ripped off the flush on the turn, leaving Alex drawing dead, but as we can see, good check back there from Alex. Don't see a scenario where we don't call this bet on the river though. Just a matter of what size it is from Trevor. I think we have to polarise ourselves to a flush or no flush. We can go a little bit bigger with this king high board. We'd love to see 70 to 80. 35, just too small, just too small. Definitely may not have been with Alex taking this long, but potentially is. I mean, we're never raising for value, but I think that could be going through his mind. But I feel like that's a spot where we rip off that flush on the turn. Really got to polar ourselves to. He just calls, yeah. He's going to see the bad news.
And we get the obligatory wow.
Wow. Yeah, just feel like we can go so much bigger there on the river. Might have cost ourselves quite a nice pot here leading into the money. We don't want.
6 8 of clubs.
We want to win these big pots leading in. Really important stage of the tournament, starting to be able to pressure the small stacks.
Mate at home
2 to 3 off the money.
You'd love that hand.
Fine.
Get him to log in and watch.
He'll watch it.
As,
He'll be watching.
Trevor reckons a few of his mates are tuning in on the stream.
6, yeah.
I think he was pretty happy he won with an 8-6 suited, which is a hand that you have mentioned on the stream this week.
No, 7-5.
7-5, sorry.
7-5. 7-5 suited, and I know a player in this room listened to the stream and started playing it just because they heard me mention it. First hand, flopped a straight. Second hand, he played it 2 days later, flopped a flush. There's a reason why it's my favourite hand.
Kings here for Andrew. Out of the big blind too.
Well, if you're not his mate, you can let him know that he went way too small on the river there. I'll leave that to you, not me. I'll get in trouble if I'm too critical, but he cost himself a big pot there, Trevor.
Andrew, less than happy that he didn't get paid off with the Kings.
I was thinking about flat now. Lets me see a flop, which could be yeah. Now's not the time to make a mistake. Got Kings in the big.
Oh, you did? Did you get paid?
Not really. You're right.
Small blind.
You got 15k out of it.
Hey?
You got 15 out of it.
I mean, that's a win.
Better than getting a walk, right?
That's right.
Better than getting a walk.
I've had a walk with Kings tonight.
You were going to give him a walk. I've seen it in you. You're going to do it. That's 15,000. Anything's available.
We've got a few of Trevor's mates / non-mates in the chat tuning in to watch him on stream.
Well, he's just folded the ace-9 to the raise of Jason's Queen-Jack suited. I think Alex will call out of the big blind for another 9.
Do you know how I know that they're his mates? Because they're hanging it on him.
Yeah.
That means they're all definitely our mates.
They'd all love to be sitting at this table with him, I guarantee.
Correct. 12,000 up top here. We're 3 off the money. It looks like we're at 4, 4, and 5. 3 tables left. If we lose one more, we'll be 6 and 6. And once we go 6 and 6, we'll be 2 off the money there and 10 paying. Also got a break coming up as well.
All right, well, during the break, we'll ask Trevor to remove his hat so you can see his haircut.
Probably 4-4-4 to be honest.
And also, after the break, be worth hanging around for the commentary as Jinxie will be bringing in a litany of stars to come in and guest with him in the commentary booth. And also, of course, we'll get into the money here and then all the way through to a winner.
C4 forward.
Already players, if you want to make your way back to the Gold Coast Champions Flight E. All players in the Gold Coast Champions Flight E.
No.
I don't want to bag for anyone, but I have a feeling we might be getting a lot of viewers and a lot of goings on in the chat if Trevor does make the final table here at the Six Max. We're already lively here, 3 off the money. So if Trevor does get to the final table, it could be one to tune in.
No, she's right. I've been all in her head every time she's dealt, and completely.
Let us know in the chat how what do we call him? Pricey? Do we call him Trevor? Pricey? Let us know, and we'll call him that for the rest of the coverage. He does seem like a pricey to me.
And Jason now has aces in the small blind. Andrew, ace 6 suited.
C4.
Big dog going into this flop.
Heads up.
Is he a dog anymore?
No, because this is what happens here. That's exactly what goes on here. Poor Jason's about to lose all his chips.
It's not bad when you're 12% pre against the hand you're drawing dead against and being 99% 3 cards later.
Jason's about to lose all his chips, isn't he?
I don't know.
I reckon he is.
It depends how it proceeds here with, I hope Andrew... Snap jam, it's all over.
That was always going to happen.
Drawing
I can't
dead.
believe you even doubted that was going to happen.
He's covered as well, I believe.
Yeah.
And
mate, this is not the one we were watching earlier. This is loose as hell, this tournament. And yeah, you're right. You go from 12% to basically unbeatable after the flop.
12% to 99% is very hard to do in No Limit Hold'em, but we've just seen it, and this will be the end of Jason. I'm unsure. We need running 2s, queens, 4s, an ace on the turn, which is there's only one of those left in the deck. That 1% feels like it's less than that.
Let's see if we pair the board to make it interesting.
Give us a sweat. Queen of diamonds.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. We got our sweat.
He's back alive.
A 2 or an ace. Only one of those left, though. No way! No! There's no way we can't see the cards, and from that reaction, there's some type of
There's no
unbelievable
question. I reckon
has
the
occurred
2's
here.
come out again. Hang on, we'll catch this up, but I'm going to predict it was a 2.
If this has happened,
it has happened.
No, well, I want to know what the river is. Of course,
I guarantee
first.
it was a 2. I reckon it's gone 2-2.
That is, I don't think
we will
you
catch
can
this up.
find a worse beat than what we've just seen on the stream. That is just purely unbelievable. Let's catch up the graphics here.
It's just halted because we didn't spin around. As we've explained, this is all automated, the cameras. So because we didn't spin around, it's just going to catch up on us. but I would say, what do you reckon? It was an ace or a 2? What do you reckon?
Oh, man, I've got to go with the math. It's obviously a 2 because there's only 2
There
of
it
those left
was.
in there. And
Yep.
then the 2 of hearts. Oh, my God. That is one of the sickest beats I can't recall ever seeing a sicker. I've never commentated on a sicker beat than that. I don't think I can. There's just no words.
Have a look. Oh,
Look
my
at him on the
God.
tail. This poor bloke. He's shattered.
He's absolutely shattered. Look
No
at him.
way. Oh, no.
He can't believe that.
I was going to say we've all been there, but I don't think we have all been there.
Why do we play this game?
Wowee.
And I'm just catching up on the graphics. We think Alex folded ace-9. Is that correct? So
He had a 1
there
outer.
was no outs. There was no ace left for a full house.
Oh.
He's got 2 in his hand. There's only we can
Wow.
only have running deuces. I can say, look, our stream's been so great for this entire.
Ah, look, that wasn't too bad. We knew exactly what happened.
Oh, I
and
mean,
it caught
it's
up
not
on the
here for
end.
us, but you know, I wish we were. Just remember that our stream is automated.
Yeah,
You know, we
so-
can't pan the camera around onto the flop. We had a hiccup there, probably the worst time of the week, but you know, there's nothing that we can do. We can only wait for the camera to catch up on the action. We're sorry about that. We wanted to know as much as everyone else.
Yeah, but it was pretty obvious from the facial
The
reaction
expressions, what
happened
had
there.
occurred. We just wanted to know if it was an ace or a deuce, but it appears one of those aces had been folded. So Jason was dead to running queens, running 4s, or running 2s. So that 1%, I think, I'm not sure if you want to run it on an equity calculator at home. I'd be surprised if we do even have 1% equity there. We're drawing nearly completely dead. I can't think of a worse possible beat than that. Goodness gracious me.
Don't say anything.
He's shattered.
No, I'll just get my mate to watch
That's
it.
unbelievable.
But he's got to put it out of his mind, and he's got to get back into the
I
tournament.
don't think
know,
I can put that
I
out
know,
of my mind,
I
let
know
alone
how
him.
hard that is.
Oh, my
but
God.
He has to knuckle down. We actually saw it with Dipper. Dipper got a really, really bad beat and was able to move on and finish up winning the tournament. And he's just got to try, and as hard as that is, because that's, as you say, as bad as you'll ever see, he's just got to try and, even though, I mean, just look at his facial expression.
Shattered.
And now he's got his Queen Jack in against Alex's King Queen.
25,
Alex.
50, 65.
He's just deciding what he's going to do here out of the big blind.
You know, I do want to apologise. We just
And-
remember that
And he's
now
called.
he's out.
And if he just goes bang, bang out, that is heartbreaking.
Is he jammed? No, he's jammed about 18 bigs blind on blind, I think, here, Andrew. And he's a jack away. He's one hand all in away from having the greatest bad beat story of all time. But
Oh,
some hope.
hang on.
Little less fair.
All right, Alex has 8 outs to knock him out.
Yeah, get there, right?
Andrew takes the check mark
You're back.
and survives.
He's still
but look
shattered.
at him. Oh. He can't get to the break quick enough, to be honest, which is not far away. Here he is texting all his friends, telling them,
What happened?
get on the street.
He won't be telling them that he's doubled, but oh my God. I just want to reach out to the viewers. We've had impeccable coverage all week. We haven't missed a spot.
No.
Lagged at times. That was one spot we wanted to get, you know, the full coverage of. But just remember, you know, there's an automated stream. It does such an amazing job. Every now and then something like that will happen. We weren't able to see that final river card, but I don't think we needed to see it, given the reaction of the
it
players.
came up on the graphic. We did see it was the 2 pretty obviously, but I've got to be honest with you, I'm almost happier that we were on his face instead of on the cards.
I actually don't disagree with that.
Because just to see that reaction, because we wouldn't have seen that reaction if we were on the cards. So just to see his face when he spiked that 2, wow. Be talking about that for a while.
How are some of the hands we've had on stream this week? You know, there is a jovial. There's a jovial saying that, you know, a lot of people when they play online, they see so many bad beats and always think online. They always think online is rigged and there's so many bad beats online. If you had that online, you'd never play on the website again.
No.
We know that it's obviously not rigged here,
Well,
but that's one of the most incredible hands I've ever seen.
I do think that comment in the chat there, live poker is rigged. I think that's a bit of a joke. I would hope
it's a comment we say
Yes.
sometimes when we cop a bad beat.
Yeah.
That we cop a bad beat. We always say live poker is rigged
Yeah.
because the saying online poker is rigged is so common.
Of
but
course, yeah.
oh my god, oh my god.
So Jason comes in from the big blind with the Jack 5. He hits his 5 here on the flop.
Check round.
It's checked all the way around. Alex has the option. He bets out his 2s, probably because he saw runner 2-2 on that other flop. Thinks he's a massive
You might as well
chance.
come again.
Called, and a call by Andrew. The 15. We go to the river. Queen. Check, check, and Andrew here is also checking, shows the ace. It's not good enough. Jason's paired the 5s.
I felt like once Geelong hit the front in the last quarter, my GWS quarter time bet at $4.50 was going to be a bad beat. That would have paled into comparison. That did pale into comparison. Unbelievable.
So the new player sat down. He said, "How's everyone going?" And he said, "Not well."
Now, I just want to go back literally a couple of minutes before that hand. I reached out to Trevor's mates in the chat. What do we call Trevor? So, you know, he's got a lot of chips. We feel like we could be commentating him on the final table. We do have those names. We thought we had those names mixed around on our stream, Price Trevor, but all of Price Trevor's mates have reliably informed us that is actually his name.
Yes.
Price Trevor. So that's what we'll be referring to the man in seat 2 for the rest of the night. So Pricey, otherwise known as Price Trevor. And we are getting calls for Price Trevor's haircut during the break.
We'll try and get him to give us a glimpse. He's obviously had something pretty short done under that hat, I'd say.
As our main event chip leader for tomorrow, who bagged a record APT record 19 start stacks in the main, 570k. Nathaniel Hutton joins us on stream. I'm led to believe he has a pile of chips as well.
I think he does, because I think the whole table just tilted when he sat down there and put the chips down.
That is, of course, Nathaniel Hutton in seat 1. Such a great player. If you ever log in online on basically any website, you'll see the great Nathaniel Hutton playing 20 or 30 tables at a time. But here he is, deep in the 6 max. And that'll be our break.
It is. Okay, well, gee, I'm going to go and have a coffee and a lie down after that. We've got a 15-minute break. Come back and join us. And Jinxie's going to be out there bringing in a couple of and take you through the night. It's been wonderful, and I'm glad I was here to see that.
Yeah, I think they will commentate on the final.
Wait, so they're not commentating yet?
I'm not sure. Break. You need to
Move.
We are taking interest for another flip into the Gold Coast Championship. 6 seats at $100 apiece. 1 in 6. Cheapest way to win your way into the Gold Coast Championships. If you are interested, please raise your hand. We'll get a staff member to come over and collect your details.
Okay. Oh, just pop your 500 in there.
Like 521.
All right.
And we are
Eight,
doing our
blind big
for the
blind.
Gold Coast Championship. Seat 1 Andrew, Seat 2 Dennis, Seat 3 VJ, Seat 4 Adam, Seat 5 VJ / Bumble, Seat 6 Bumble, Seat 1
You'll be
Queen
big
5 off,
blind.
Seat 2 Queen 8 off, Seat 3 Jack 6 off, Seat 4 7 4 off, Seat 5 6 5 of spades, and Seat 6 is 7 4 off. To a flop of 9 of diamonds, 2 of spades, ace of clubs. Turn card is the 10 of diamonds.
Seat 4 call, 8.
River guard is the 10 of spades. We have a shot between seat 1 and seat 2 with Queen High.
Oh, okay, sure. Right now. Do you want me to tell him right now or after the hand? Oh, he's folding it. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Nathaniel. I'm just gonna. You're actually supposed to be in 2. Yeah.
Oh, they said 1.
Did that pick up? Yeah, yeah.
Now I can look into those glorious eyes.
Oh, I've seen a lot more.
So
Oh, no.
Four.
You ain't looking at shit, buddy.
2's folded and 3's checking. Yeah. No, sorry. I didn't know.
Alright, in seat 1 we have Andrew. Seat 2 seat is Dennis. Seat 1 Jack 10 off. Seat 2 Ace 9
3
for
check.
clubs.
4 check. And 8 check.
Flop brings Jack of diamonds, 3 of spades, 4 of clubs. Seat 1 does flop for pairs.
3 check.
Turn card is
Good luck now,
the
mate.
ace of hearts.
And 8 check.
River card is the 5 of clubs. Congratulations to Dennis Huntley. You have won your way into the Gold Coast Championship, which is $100.
3-26.
Name the song after you.
4 and 8 fold. It is Ace 7.
That's pretty good.
Fives.
You are going to be the big line as well.
$15.
And you're the big blind. 8-8. 8 raised, 20. 2 fold. 3 fold. 4 call. 4 check. 8 40. C4 all in.
Radical.
And C8 call. Showdown. King.
Good luck, gentlemen.
3, 4, 5.
Alright. Ready for return? Yep.
That'll do.
There it is.
5.
You guys
Hey?
trying
Hey,
to
fight
bury
for
me?
a chop, not for you to
Turn the
lose.
game.
I don't want
Turn
to
the
chop.
It's a chop.
What are you talking about?
You
Chop.
deserved it, though.
Yeah.
I don't think he does deserve another bad thing.
No, you deserve to win. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Throw that tilt away, mate. You're back.
Deserve to win.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry, we're back here.
You hit him
12
right
left.
over again.
In the Six Max Championship here on Saturday, we had that guarantee, 25 guarantee. We eclipsed that. We're 2 off the money.
I just heard my name in the background there. We're 2 off the money, 10 paid, $12,000 up top. And as I said, tonight might not be a night where we go through a lot of our, the hand analysis and whatnot. It's a Saturday night. This has got a bit of a turbo structure. So, you know, we'll be looking to have a bit more fun, get some guests in the booth, have a couple of drinks, you know. Hopefully everyone enjoys the stream. We've got a big chat on tonight, obviously following Price Trevor as well there in seat 2. But our first guest in the booth tonight, the much loved dealer, as soon as I was about to introduce her, have had some type of issue. Sorry, we're back. As I said, we're going to have some guests through for the rest of the night. And our first one, much loved dealer. You would have seen her promo video on Facebook yesterday, which popped off. And a great player in her own right, Phoebe Yan. Welcome, Phoebe.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you feeling about in the booth?
Yeah, it's a different experience. Let's just call it that. I'm not usually in some dingy back corner watching a screen and commentating, but it's pretty exciting.
We are in a dark corner in the back room here, bringing the action to you as you see it. Remember, we're half an hour behind. Now, you were just finished dealing the horse?
Yes, the heroes.
The
now
heroes,
we call
sorry,
it.
It's the heroes. It's the heroes. So,
it's been a bit different.
How are you going? You were very reluctant to deal the mixed games when we first met, and here you are in the mix in. You were dealing the dealer's choice last night and the horse today, the heroes today. What's changed?
Yeah, look, I think it's just a bit daunting at first to like try a new game, like even to try like PLO and all of that. If you're not really confident dealing it, it's a little bit daunting, but I thought I'd give it a go. I've been playing a little bit of mixed previously. Like I was in Asia recently in December at APT Vietnam.
Yeah,
they had
a few big runs there, didn't you?
Like ran deep in some couple things, cashed a couple things, and yeah, ended up coming third in some like no limit 5-card high-low game, which I've never played before, by the way. It was a bit outrageous, but yeah, I really have been enjoying like trying some new games and stuff. Learn new variants. I think it's a whole new different side to poker, so it's really interesting. And yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, but once you pick it up and do it, it's actually quite enjoyable. It's a bit different from Hold'em. Like it's actually quite more engaging, and like I've been really enjoying it. So
it is, isn't it? I always found when I played mixed games after playing like No Limit for some time, you can actually come back to No Limit. I have. I won the major mixed game trophy last year, but I don't.
APL Millions, wasn't it?
APL Millions.
And you have never played mixed before. What a story.
I know. I actually came second in this event in Brisbane as well in the horse.
That's unbelievable.
I know, it's for 4K as well. But by then I had picked up the games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like in 9-game, you've got No Limit Hold'em and PLO that brings you back closer to the field. You know? So, and a lot of those big mixed game cash players from Melbourne don't play tournaments specifically.
Correct.
So there's a lot of spots they didn't get right close to the bubble and whatnot. So hopefully you can.
They also really do not enjoy playing No Limit Hold'em either.
They sit out. They basically sit out. So there's
because last night at Dealer's Choice, like all the good thing that APT do is that they've introduced these mixed games as a lower end bind. So the Dealer's Choice last night's 250. Like, you know, it encourages a lot of like purely Hold'em players to come and join and like try it out, learn, and it's actually really good. It's good to see some like Hold'em regulars come play mixed games.
Yeah,
like yourself actually.
Literally, that's I mean, got lucky to get that big score in the 9-game, but I remember I sat down in the 9-game. The guy next to me, it was a deuce to 7 hand, and the guy next to me, I saw open Google and it was rules for do 2-7. So he literally had never played the game in his entire life.
Well, just like Nathaniel here in seat 2, he was playing the Dealer's Choice last night.
He cashed that, didn't he?
I believe so. I was dealing for him. He had no idea what he was doing, but he said it was a really good experience, which is what we want to, you know, what APT want to do, and
absolutely,
it's really good to see.
Good to see you dealing those games. I've found that you're known you for a while now, and I found that you're good. You're just good at games in general.
Sure,
You've got all these like different card games that I just like don't know what the rules are. So you're always going to pick up that mixed game stuff really quickly.
Yeah, I
so
really enjoy it. It's just so like, what's the word? Like captivating.
it's
I
just
just really
different.
want to get in there. Yeah.
It's just different. So
It's funny actually, like that you mention it. I've known you for a while now. I think you were one of the first people that I've ever met at APT. You had won the Players Drakakis chair.
Yes, I remember
in
that.
Edens Hill. That was about 2 years ago now.
It is
I
2
think.
years ago.
Yeah.
It feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. That
You
was.
were one of the first people I met. You were in my rail photo.
Yeah,
You barely
it was,
knew me.
it was
I
the
remember.
first APT I'd ever worked.
Was
I
it
remember.
really?
Yeah.
No way. I didn't know that.
It was the first APT I ever worked, and I haven't left since.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was such a good experience. I was really scared to actually come and travel for it. It was one of the first interstate series I did outside of APL, which was the only one I ever did. And yeah, it's just been like such a good experience since. I love coming back to APT. It's professional, the people, and like the energy of like just everyone in the room is always just amazing.
How did you actually get into start dealing poker? Because you kind of came out of nowhere from Sydney. Obviously, your first series was here at Eton. Talk about how you just started to get into poker, because you are a very smart woman, and you know a lot of the times, you know, I think you had potentially other career opportunities, you know,
Yes, I did.
outside of poker, like really big ones, but you've chosen poker for the time being. Just
Yep.
talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So, like a lot of people that started playing poker, I was introduced to pub poker down at my local RSL. It was during COVID. I just finished high school, and all my friends were going to play, and like we used to play in like our high school classrooms, like WSOP online with fake money, and that's basically how I learned how to play. And we were like addicted to it. We were playing it non-stop, like in breaks during class, and then like when we found out about pub poker, I was like, I'm in, like, get me there. Like, we were playing. I remember I cashed my first event I ever played. It was some free roll. Free roll at the RSL. It had about $200 up top or something. Like, it was outrageous that I even played that. And I just, like, I was hooked straight away. Me and my friends were going 3 nights a week, 4 nights a week. Like, it was crazy. We were, like, chasing the leaderboards on APL. Like, it became pretty addicting pretty quickly.
And do you find that because you cashed your first event, that helped you?
Well,
like,
yeah, I
there's
was
so
like,
many people that are here
this can't
that
be
we
that
talk
hard.
to. Exactly. They're like, they cashed their first event and like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah. So I
might
also
just-
really enjoyed like the social of it, you know?
Interject here. We will bring you key hands as they come up, but just remember, we asked. We didn't know much about Price Trevor, and we asked his mates in the chat, let us know what we call him, Trevor, Pricey or Price, but everyone's letting us know that Price Trevor is the way to go, and if we rip off a 9 here on the turn, we have a collision course. Nathaniel Hutton, of course, broke the APT record for the biggest stack ever bagged in the main event, and that's around 600k. We'll bring you that coverage live tomorrow from around 1, we believe. Big day tomorrow, but Nathaniel Hutton, the path to victory will be through him with those 19 start stacks. I did see Jade Mitchell bag an absolute pile last night too. The last flight is on currently. So back to yourself, Phoebe. I know that in so many stories we have in poker that people always do well in that first event that just gets them instantly hooked. It's hooked you as well, but now you've been playing. How is that progression from playing pub to working at these series? You're a regular at all of the different brands. You know, we've talked about on Stream relentlessly this week. We do share staff with other operators like APL. So talk about how you are at every series, but that leap from playing pub poker to, you know what, I'm going to work in poker and I'm going to deal. What made you do that?
I became like quite close with the local TDs who were doing like the APL series PTs, and I just said like I really enjoyed dealing like in my local like pub games at nights, and they were like, oh, come join, like come try and work a PT. And at the time I was doing mortgage broking, so like I did have like a good job lined up, and like I was just like still pretty young at the time, and when I found out about this job, like I tried it and I worked a PT over the weekend, and I was like, this is amazing, like this is so much fun. The social aspect, I got to speak to like so many people, meet new people, and like meet new faces like yourself. Like it was just like I got hooked to like the the culture and the community of poker, and like saw so many like positives to it. And then like slowly I just stopped playing pub poker and I was just working the circuit, and then it was a bit difficult at the time, like managing like 2 different jobs. And then I decided to, you know, try the circuit full time. And I'd met like a couple dealers like Taylor Veltmayer, who you've seen on stream this week as well, and Brian Newen, who's like a wonderful TD at APT as well. They kind of guided me and helped me like find a lot of work in this industry, which I'm so grateful for as well. And because of that, I get to travel and have so much flexibility and freedom in like the work that I do. I can pick and choose what series I want to work.
And you really like that flexibility, don't you?
Yeah,
I've seen
for sure.
you've travelled a lot in the last 12 months, been to Japan a couple of times.
Yeah,
and you
I
went
went
and
to-
flicked the APT in as well.
Yeah, so I went to Japan last year with Alex and Kate, actually, who also work at APT and on the circuit too. I did that last year, and I just came back from Japan again most recently. Like,
You were there
I've
with a
been
couple
able
of mates,
to,
I believe.
Yeah, like I just got to, you know, I get that flexibility to like pick and choose when I want to work, and because of that, I get to travel the world, and like it's just unbelievable. Like the opportunity this like sort of job brings me, especially since I'm so young. I have absolutely no commitments,
Of course.
and no priorities. Like I get to just, you know, enjoy being a young adult. Like it's really, really good. And yeah.
I feel like this type of job suits you. I mean, it's not like you don't have a boss, but like
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
your own
Technically, we're
freedom to do.
contractors,
Yeah,
so,
you're
you know,
contractors.
yeah.
You have your freedom to move around and travel. But
For sure.
definitely going to talk more about you working at APT. But there's a couple of things I want to bring up.
Sure,
We
yeah.
did mention that you were at at the Asian Poker Tour. You got a 3rd in some crazy mixed game, but. We've seen some amazing results from you recently. A 2nd in the Kings main event. How much was that for?
That was for 20K.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so it was
Heads
pretty
up.
good. It was one of
You,
my biggest scores. So
You lost to Josh Baraba. Heads
no,
up.
Josh
sorry?
came 3rd.
Josh
Actually,
came
one of my
3rd,
really
I'm
good
sorry.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who won that? Do you recall?
A Sydney starter called Yoad. He is he plays mostly in Sydney, I believe. Yeah, lovely gentleman.
So 2nd for 20K. I think you've had a few big runs in some main events as well before that.
Yeah, so I don't really play that much.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You don't play that much, but you've got these. Mate, the 20K is such a massive score.
Yeah.
I've played with you in No Limit Hold'em. You just
Well, I've
can't
been
help yourself
surrounded
at
by.
times, but you're an amazing. Like you're so aggressive. Your style's so great.
Well, I just I don't know. I have been like, you know, I found really good friends in poker. Like I'm always hearing them talk, and like, you know, I feel like I learn a lot from being at the table as well. You know.
You are always dealing those big events too.
Yeah. So like I have the privilege to be able to deal like a lot of the bigger buy-in events, which means we can see like, you know, such a amazing level of play. Like it's very, very, very interesting to watch. And because we can't see the whole cards, you know, like us dealers, like we're constantly thinking we're on the ball. Like, you know, we do pick up a couple things. Like, you know,
absolutely.
it's quite good. Like I feel like that has definitely elevated my game as well. Like when I do decide to be on the other side of the felt.
Of course.
I have been trying to play a little bit more recently as well. I have
noticed
really been
that.
enjoying. Yeah. I played my biggest bind most recently in WPT.
You play the main event?
Yeah, the main event in Gold Coast. I cashed that, which was really good. So can't really complain when you cash in one bullet.
Was that a 2K buy-in?
Yeah, it was.
2K buy-in,
Yeah.
just flick that,
Well,
cash the event.
Funny
and-
story about that one,
Oh
actually.
my God, I really want to hear this.
So
Here
one
we
of my
go.
good friends, Beth, who's also a dealer on the circuit, she's from Scotland. Me and her came up to Gold Coast. It's her first time here in the Gold Coast. We've come up early for a series, and we wanted to, you know, explore the Gold Coast and see the beach. And we've come, and it's just piling down rain. It was like, what are we going to do? And, you know, the 2K main was on during this weekend. And so we're like, oh, you know, it's got 400K up top. Like, it'd be rude not to. So, you know, we just both decided to play the last flight. And I was lucky enough to bag in one bullet.
Way.
And, yeah, like, it's just like such a good vibe to see everybody. Like, you know, everyone travels the circuit. Like, we see so many familiar faces. It's really, really enjoyable.
Now, you are a player. Thanks for Krillia for joining us in the chat. Picked up on a cash that that I missed. You actually came second in Townsville in the Six Max Champs there too. Lachlan Crilly,
Yes,
I
I
believe.
did.
How much was that for?
I think it was like 3K. I don't really remember, to be honest. I was lucky enough to play heads up with Crilly, who is an unbelievable player, by the way. He's done so well in the past year, and he's just continuing to do better. Also a really good friend of mine, and yeah, it was such an honour to actually go heads up with him. Got absolutely crushed, by the way. So huge respect to him.
So good to see you playing. I love to see it, but I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up your second ever cash on Hendon Mob. I can't just find it, but it was there at some point. It was in Townsville, and that was in the teams. That was in the teams event that you and I flicked together.
I do remember that. Actually,
I won at the final table. I won Queens versus Ace King, and we had 50% of the chips with 6 left. We somehow couldn't still win, but that was one of my favourite. It's one of my favourite memories in poker. I think we busted in third potentially.
Yeah, I think
third
it was third or something like that. Yeah, and then we did end up playing another teams event at WPT League actually in Tweed Heads.
Yes,
and we did cash that one as well. I'm pretty sure.
We did. So like a good record in the teams. I feel like there's another one we may have played that didn't go too well, but
yeah, probably.
That was very early in your
very early. I'm reminiscing now a little bit.
After we met in Townsville, it was great to be on the final table there with you too. But love seeing more of you on the felt. But I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but we might be seeing more of you at the APT coming in the next 6 to 12 months.
Potentially.
Love having you here. You're just such a talent. So going back to your dealing as we tune in here, it's King 6 of Spades from the cutoff, but just reminding you here that we are one off the money. I know I'm apologising to the viewers. We are yapping away, but we did give the preface that tonight might not be a night for hand analysis from me. You've heard so much from me this week. We're going to have a little bit of fun, have a few drinks, get some guests in the chat, and here we are with our first one. Phoebe Yan as Nathaniel, who's bagged that APT record chip lead in the main event tomorrow, defends the 4-5 suited. Now, I'm not sure. We seem to be going through these hands quickly, but I assume we'd be on hand for hand. 11 left, 10 paid. Don't forget $12,000 up top here with a final table of 7. Just remember, even though we are 6 max, our final tables are always 7. It's interesting here how Nathaniel proceeds, but how have you found working for APT specifically? I know to hope to see you a little bit more in future, but you have been. I met you at APT. It was your first APT when you worked, and you've been at every APT series since that I've been to. How have you found working here?
I think APT are actually probably one of my favourite series to work on the circuit. I think the level of professionalism and the crew, like it's just always such a blast. Like, I have the best time coming to the APTs. They do so much for the dealers as well and the staff. Ever since Hashem Management Group as well have come in, like, it's just like the level of professionalism, like I can say, is just, it's just so great. Like to come in and, you know, we feel like a family. I think that's like one really, really big thing here.
It's half the battle.
Yeah,
enjoying to come here and work, because it can be a grind travelling through these series, can't it? We're always away from home.
Yeah,
sometimes
100%.
our accommodation might not be too good.
Yeah.
Sleeping on rough beds and whatnot. You have the same circuit as a lot of professionals still travelling from series to series. So.
Yeah, I'm sure like a lot of the players like in the chat or viewers that are watching players on the table, they would understand how tough it can be, like travelling non-stop and not really having like some sort of like home base. Look, I personally love it. I get to like,
It's your thing.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. Like, I love the change and like the grind and the hustle. Like, I love it. But it can be tough sometimes. I miss home, and it's good to like, to be around like really good people. I think that's also super comforting. So I think APT have done a really, really good job at that. Like, they just keep bringing in the best of the best. Yeah, like it's always so good to come to an APT event, and I know everybody here, and it's just like.
How have you found, how important is it to travel around with a close group of mates?
I think it's really, really important. Yeah.
I think that, especially as a player traveling around to all these series, it'd be nearly impossible to just do it like alone.
Yeah.
You know, and you're the same as all the rest of us. You're traveling around working, but you need that close group of mates to be able to travel with. You know,
Yeah.
get your Airbnb
For sure.
in, all that type of stuff.
You know, like they're like family at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Like some of my closest friends on the circuit. I think I'm really fortunate to have a really good support network around me because, you know, like being in this industry can be tough sometimes. Even like, especially for some of the players, like, you know, if they don't have a good support network and they're having a losing series, like it can be really tough if you're not having like, you know, people around you
Support,
that can,
absolutely.
you know, so like, even for us dealers, like, you know, we're working such long hours. Sometimes we work like over 100-hour weeks. It can be quite grueling. So it's really like important to have these people.
Interject back into the action here as Nathaniel blocks the river into the relative nuts of Price Trevor. Just remember, get your hearts out in the chat for Pricey. We didn't know much about Price Trevor until his mates got involved in the chat. Didn't know what to call him, Pricey or Trevor, but we're going with Price Trevor, and you know he's going to hit Nathaniel with a bit of a click back here to 60k. We've seen this from Price Trevor before. Appears to go small with his big hands. We saw that 8-high flush where he went small versus Ahmed, and now on this board decides to click Nathaniel Hutton back, and let's see how Nathaniel proceeds. Not sure we can find too many calls here with our hand, and he duly puts that into the muck. Oh, not the worst size there by Price Trevor. Just remember we're on the the bubble, and we are hand for hand, so we've got 5 and 6. There's a lovely Taylor comment dealing on this table, and if you want to put a face to the name of PBN, basically tune into every major stream that we had in the last 4 days. So you've been on the table. You've been on the feature table quite a lot, I think, and you know you would have seen Phoebe, and we did have a couple of comments in the chat asking who the dealer was at the time when you were on. Collision course ahead. Now I'm not sure if you heard this hand or you heard the reaction whilst you were dealing, but Jason was the benefit. Apologies. Phoebe's mic was off just for that tiny bit there, but we're back on. I'm not sure if you heard the...
Apparently had a really bad beat. That's
no,
all I've heard.
he delivered...
Oh, he delivered the bad beat.
Did that just happen?
Did Nathaniel just fold ace king?
We've gone raise and 3-bet from
he's just
Jason
mucked.
Patel, and Nathaniel Hutton
Keeps
has
himself out of trouble.
Folded ace king off about 50 bigs effective here. I'm not sure what I've just seen, but he...
Interesting.
Well, I mean, look at if we're being results orientated here, Nathaniel basically didn't really think about that too much and bins the ace-king after a small tank. As we pan out to the other table just to see how we're travelling in the 6-max, and it appears that Lucho Vargas and Corey Van Jarzeveld have a lot of chips. Oh, they've got piles of chips.
Some familiar faces on that table. I know that Lucho won an event.
Yes, the PKO for 6,500, and she does have our back to us, but that's Nikki Turner in seat 3, a Goliath runner-up or a grind winner.
She's been having some recent successes as well. Yeah, it's really good to see women in poker do quite well, and like, you know, it's...
How many females do you reckon have won trophies this week?
There've been a couple, haven't there?
A couple?
A few.
Quadruple that. We're at 7.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That's
7
really,
winners,
really good
and
to
we
hear,
had
you know?
Liz heads up in the grind versus Dipper. We had Anya was deep.
Really,
5
really good
left.
to see.
Anya was 5 deep, 5 left in the grind as well, and you know, final table I was on Sunday. Karina Sally, Ricky Crozen's partner, was also on that final table. Just. We're guessing there's probably 10 to 12% of the room is women, but they've been 30% of the winners.
it's actually incredible. Like, that's so good to see. Like, you know, women succeeding in poker as well, and like it's becoming like a bit more like, you know, welcoming, and it's really good to see. So
that's what we're aiming for here at the APT, bringing on these ambassadors. You know, especially bringing on Jade, Sheridan, and Anya. You're going to see a lot more from them. Got a small feeling that we might be seeing a little bit more of you too, but just quickly want to go back to Nathaniel Hutton's fold there off 50 bigs with Ace King. Must have some type of incredible read there on Jason after a raise and a 3-bet.
I haven't seen Nathaniel fold Ace King ever in my life, I don't think.
Ace King would be a hand Nathaniel Hutton would take to war.
100%. You know, he's a very, very capable player, so he must have had some sort of read, or, you know.
I think that, I mean, look, I'm a little speechless, really.
I'm surprised. I'm very surprised he has folded that.
To be honest, if we have a think about, you know, why he's done that.
In terms of like ICM, they are on the bubble. Jason does cover him.
Correct. Well, no wonder you've had all these scores. I can maybe just let you talk about the hand, but
No. You can keep going.
no, you literally stole the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, like we can see here that This and Alex do have about a lot less in their. Sorry, what are the blinds? I can't.
It's 8-16.
Sorry,
it's 5-10. Sorry, 5-10. We're working out.
Yeah, so you know they've got 14 and 20 bigs. Nathaniel's pretty healthy at about 40 bigs, so you know he has decided to just muck the Ace King rather than 4-bet it, which is still pretty interesting considering he is in position. I'm not really sure how Jason has been playing. Is he a tight player?
Well, we don't know. Jason sat on the stream, and I'm going to run you through this hand. The chat absolutely popped off when it was happening. I stood up, my chair fell over.
Oh boy.
You know, what occurred was our player in seat 3 raised the cutoff, and Jason 3-bet small. This player, as Price Trevor, we saw Price Trevor fold Jack 10-0 from the cutoff prior, and then missed a 3-bet spot with the Ace-9, so we'll see how he proceeds here with the King-10 suited. And that's going to be good enough for a $20,000 entry into the pot, and be interested to see how Price Trevor is.
Andrew racks up with Ace-Queen.
And this is going in on the bubble. No way Price pills this.
I just don't think he, straight in the
So what happened was the cutoff raised. Andrew raised the cutoff, and Jason 3-bet small out of the big blind with pocket aces. And Andrew called with Ace-6 of clubs. The flop was Queen 2-4 club.
Oh
so
my goodness.
We also saw another ace was folded. So Jason drawing as dead as you nearly possibly could be. Jason C-bet, Andrew raised, Jason jammed all in, and Andrew snap called, obviously with the stone cold nuts. We did ask for a board repeat in the commentary booth for a sweat. It did happen. There was a 2 on the turn, so it was Queen 4-2-2, River
Ace.
2.
Oh, 2.
Ace was folded, bro.
Oh no, it's gone 2-2.
For a full house for aces.
Wow, that's pretty brutal.
That is brutal.
That is pretty brutal.
I think with that ace folded, you know, potentially with less than 1% equity there, it could be 0.7, 0.8% equity. So every time we run that hand 100 times, we win 0.8 at a time. As Nathaniel defends the King 8 here, but one of the worst, unbelievable bad beats I've ever seen, let alone being able to commentate on. Well, the next hand, he opened jam like 20 bigs with Queen Jack O. Got called by King Queen.
Yep, and just
Jack High flop, ripped her off.
Beautiful.
That was unbelievable. But I'm sure you haven't dealt too many like that.
There's been a couple bad ones, you know.
Any that come to mind?
Yeah, look, I remember one down in Adelaide at the wonderful Stack Social. In the main event, I was dealing, and if I can recall, a player had gone all in with top pair on Queen 7-4 against a set of 4s, and King Queen decides to call with no backdoors. He's just called with king, queen high, king and a pair of queens, and it's come turn queen, river queen for runner quads. And yeah, I think that was one of the first times I've ever been abused at the table.
You're kidding. We don't like hearing that.
No, but it was a pretty brutal beat, to be honest. It was pretty rough. So yeah.
I think people definitely have their favourite dealers. There's no doubt about that. You feel like potentially you can double up when a dealer gets to the table. That's Princess for me, for sure. Do you have any players that you get to the table and, oh my God, thank God Phoebe's here, I might get a double up? I know there are a few that feel the opposite. We've got a couple of there's a couple of my close mates.
There's one over there in seat 2, actually. Nathaniel, we have a little war going on at the minute. I've actually noticed recently, like, we both were like, what is going on? I swear I'm always dealing when he is busting the tournament. And every time, I'm about to tap the dealer, he looks at me and he's like, oh boy. Huge oh boy. But yeah, I think it's just like superstitions and stuff. Like, we can't really control the cards or anything, but there are...
Poker players are superstitious,
They
though.
are very, very superstitious.
Now, you would have seen Phoebe around on all these tours, of course. We keep mentioning that we share these staff. We're trying to work in with all of the other operators, and you would have seen Phoebe. Dealing here on the feature table, and I love Phoebe in the chat when she was on. So if you do have any questions, just pop them up in the chat.
Yeah, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
And we've got also, as Taylor just exposes a card here on the bubble. Very rare to see that from Taylor.
I am a very, very, very bad card exposer.
Really? Oh, really?
I do it quite often, actually. That is one of my biggest flaws as a dealer. I expose lots and lots of cards, which is really bad. But yeah, Taylor's very professional here. She's
back after a long break,
yeah,
I believe.
She has been. She's a hairdresser, I believe. So she was doing that full time for a while. Staying in Queensland, I think, with her partner. She was, just came back from a Europe trip, and I think she missed the circuit a little bit. I think she doesn't want to admit it, but she misses us. So she's come back. She's joined us. And it's really, really good to see Taylor back. She's such a great dealer.
She is. And
she's an angel. She
is an angel.
A ray of sunshine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's lovely.
What are your plans coming up over the next 6 months? Do we have any thoughts of actually playing some big events in the next 6 months that you can think of?
Yeah, so after this series finishes at APT, I'll be headed back to Sydney, where I'm from. Currently, there's the big casino series, the Sydney Champs on, which is back for the first time in God knows how long. So that's already huge. I think they've got the opening event on currently. That got 110k up top, which is unbelievable for a 1k, by the way. Like, the casino series always just get such huge numbers. So I'll be back for the back end of that series. I'll probably flick in the main, maybe play the mystery. We'll see how we go. Haven't been in Sydney for a while, actually. So it'll be nice to see my family and my friends and play some poker, So it'll be really good.
Now, we've spoken a lot about New South Wales and Queensland in the chat because in the last couple of days, because there's so many.
The poker's just so prevalent around, in New South Wales and Queensland. Yeah.
If you're a regular at the series in Adelaide, which may not have the biggest prize pools, but they seem to. I went for one series, seemed to be just so well run. You really enjoy working in Adelaide, say Stacked and
the Adelaide's such a great place. Like,
it is, isn't it? It's
super underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I spent about a month there in January working their really big cash series and their tournament series as well.
Was any of that filmed for?
Yeah, so there is
maybe a
potential show
coming out.
Yeah.
So wouldn't be surprised to see you the star of that if that ever comes out.
No. We'll see what happens, but can't disclose too much. And then APT was recently down in Adelaide as well. That's their first series, I believe, that was in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Since I've been dealing anyway for them, that was also really, really good. Really good to bring APT to Adelaide because they've got such a huge player base there as well. Surprisingly. And a lot of people don't actually travel for. A lot of people don't really travel out of Adelaide for poker. So it was good to see, you know, some Adelaide regulars there.
Yeah, absolutely. They seem to be a real good bunch of guys that play out of Adelaide as well. Where you see them in the biggest series like the APL Millions and whatnot. So
Yep.
As we pick up the action here, blind on blind. Potential confrontation here with Andrew, of course, the recipient of that horrific beat. One of the worst I've ever seen.
It's pretty brutal.
Oh, I can't recall many worse than that. So Andrew peels this flush and straight draw on the turn, and some of that distribution for Andrew after that aces hand has been quite good. The poker gods really felt sorry
Some
to
would call it karma.
being on his side. And we'll see you here back at...
Is that quite large on... It's all in?
No, he's
Bet
folded.
quite large, yeah, and he's folded.
So we'll see you here back at Southport, will we, for the APL Millions, I'd say?
I haven't decided yet if I'm going to work the series or
Play.
maybe play.
Wow.
I'm not really sure. I haven't really decided yet.
Your player era,
Like I said,
feel.
no. I really enjoy working.
You do.
Like I really do enjoy dealing. I really enjoy dealing cards and being on this side of the table. So, but you know, we'll see. I haven't decided yet, but yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel? We did touch on it briefly, but we have touched on it at length during the week, me and Harvey, that bringing on, you know, a lot of ambassadors that you'll see with the APT patch. Definitely Sheridan and Anya, and that you'll see that interview that I had with Jade pop up on socials between now and the next series. So, what do you feel? How do you feel if you're? Do you feel if you're a woman at a pub game or your home game, or you've been picking up content online, that the APT would be a really good series for you to flick first if you want to come and play a live event? I will mention, obviously, we've had those really low buy-in dealer dealt events.
Yep.
You know, the 150 Minotaur, our satellites, our $80 satellites, dealer dealt as well. Do you really think this would be a great atmosphere if you're a woman looking that first time to be able to come in here and, flick a live tournament? You might have that anxiety coming from the pub or whatnot. What are your thoughts?
Without a doubt. Honestly, I think this week is probably one of the most women I've actually seen come play. I'm looking at all the tables in the room, and there's at least a female like on every other second table, which is so great to see, because like as we know, poker is such a male-dominated sport. It's really, really good to see more women be encouraged to play and have the confidence to play in even like bigger events. Like come for the social. Like I think a lot of like the atmosphere at APT also really encourage that sort of.
The vibe's been good this week.
Yeah, it's been really, really good
actually
and
has
chill.
been really good.
So I think a lot of women who are maybe scared to come play or like have never played before, I think APT is a really, really good start point, because we have so many people that would just be so welcoming, and
especially this schedule that the schedule that we're going to look forward to doing in the next couple of months is that we're going to keep these lower buy. We want this to be one of the premier tours in the country with these high buy-ins, but we want to keep that base in for those dealer dealt events, the 150 minutes.
And I think it's so good that they have them dealer dealt too, because
it's really important to have them dealer dealt.
It's so important, 100%. See.
Now, Liam Murray, know you're tuning in, suggesting that Phoebe could flick the 5K at the Sydney Champs. I know you're a big staker, so maybe if you want to put your money on the line, we can get Phoebe into the 5K.
Look, I don't
There'd
think
be a lot
I'm there
worse
yet.
players.
I'm not sure about that.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised with the amount of cashes Liam's had in the last 12 months.
Liam has had a lot of successes. He is also a regular on the circuit. Been seeing his face a little bit more lately, ever since his son was born. It's really good to see Liam and his wife Taylor as well. Taylor's here tonight.
Taylor
I've just seen her.
flicks in a few events as well.
Yeah, she does.
I remember I was deep in the Townsville main
She's
event along with
she's
Taylor.
She's had some pretty good
She was
cashes
there.
recently.
She has,
yeah. So it's really good to see her as well. She's down here at APT playing as well. So it's really good to see more women in poker.
Of course,
it's really, really good.
unbelievable.
This has decided to jam the king jack go on the button
For 16.
for 16 bigs.
It's been
And-
snapped off here.
He's called.
That's not Alex's hand, I guarantee you. As we catch up, Jason's the one that's called.
Jason's the one
we
that's
are
called,
hand
yep.
for hand. We are hand for hand.
So they got to keep their cards face down, wait for the other table to finish their hand before they can run the board.
We want our graphics to catch up too. We're unsure what Jason's called with here.
What are your guesses?
I think it's a pretty tight range if we
He-
take into account Nathaniel Hutton's fold versus Jason with the ace king.
Yep.
So I feel like we're going
He
to be
called
looking
pretty
at.
quickly, so
I think the our player on the button here might be drawing pretty thin.
Yep.
Yes.
dominated.
The answer is yes.
He's dominated with the ace jack of clubs. This is going to need a king or some Broadway business.
Eight of hearts. Turns of king. There is a 3. We do lose one player. We still have the featured table to go all in.
So just to bring the viewers aware here, I believe we've actually lost a player on our outer table as well. So we could be chopping our min cash here depending on the run out. I'm not sure who we've lost at our outer table. However, I do believe we have lost a player. Just trying to confirm from our wonderful TD Brian Wynn. We'll try and tune into the action and let him take it from here.
Boss. 4 clubs. Ace of spades. 8 of spades. Ace jack is in the lead.
To make it interesting.
Turns of 10 of hearts. Needs a queen. Rivers a king. We do lose another player, so we have a double bust out.
So we are confirming from Brian, the TD, that we have a double bust out. We lost a player on our outer table and we lost a player here. So if you're ever going to bubble a tournament, it's in this circumstance that you choose to do so, because
You get to
our
share the money.
players shop that min cash. We might only walk away with a couple of $100, but it's better than nothing. I'm sure
Yep.
when Thist jams the king jack on the button there for 16 and got snap called, he'd be feeling his drawing pretty thin. But he knew that there was a bust out on that other table, so there was no way he wasn't walking away with any money. But we are in the money. 9 left here in the 25K guaranteed 6 max, 550 buy-in, $12,000 up top as Price Trevor bins the Jack 4 suited under the gun. And what an effort, sorry, from Andrew Walsh after suffering the worst bad beat we've ever had on the APT stream here, I believe, to double up and make the money. And of course, it is 6 max, so just remember, when we have 8 left, we'll go 4 and 4.
I believe they will be moving a player from this table to the other table,
Yes.
so that it's 5 and 4.
Do you reckon you'll ever hit your TD era after your...
Look, I don't think so. I really,
No?
really enjoy being
Dealing.
at the tables and dealing. Not sure how I'd go on my feet all day, to be honest. I know I'm young, but I don't think I could stand for 10 hours, 12 hours even, like our lovely TDs here. They are superstars.
They are superstars, some of the best TDs in the world right here in Queensland.
Jeff. So the six max format is always such a good tournament to play. It's quite fast paced, lots of action. Do you enjoy playing 6 max yourself?
I really enjoy playing 6 max. I've had a couple of decent scores online in 6 max tournaments, but
Sure.
my live 6 max results leave a lot to be desired. I don't have many. I got a big score there on ACR in the 6 max, but I just don't. For some reason, 6 max just in the live felt
In
is
the
not
live
my game,
feels-
and we'll see Andrew
Ooh.
be in pretty good
luck
shape here on this flop. His luck's
Continues after the brutal bad beat.
Unbelievable here. The poker god. There might be a poker god because as he's gone runner nuts, that that after that horrific beat with the pocket aces, he
He's just
hasn't lost
building.
a hand since.
Yeah, he hasn't lost a hand since. He's building his chips back.
Yeah, just catching up with some action around the room.
2, 4, 5.
We did mention that Taylor, Liam's partner, is in the room, and we love seeing females on these big, deep runs. Apparently, she has all the chips with 12 left, and so does Jade Mitchell. But don't forget Chris Kokonos taking out that big freeze for $6,500. He's in the mix as well, but not sure where your loyalties lie here, Liam, because your best mate, Kaylin Roberts, is still in the field. So you've got your wife and your best mate here still in with 12 left. Not sure who you're going to be barracking for there, but you know, if
Pretty
you want
sure
to, you know,
it's going to be the wife.
Lauren Bonte's deep in this event as well.
Wow,
Goodness
that's so good
me.
to see.
So certainly be an interesting final table. Keep an eye out there. We've got our last flight of the main event. Don't forget that. That popped off tonight. I reckon it got, oh, wow, goodness
Over
me.
100,
It's 155
yeah.
runners, 155 runners. Our heroes got 18 runners. Would have loved to have flicked that event.
Yeah, the heroes are at FT now.
They're at FT, and we believe one of our stream favourites, Matty Gin, is on that final table, but it does appear the Australian Hall of Famer and poker legend, Graham Sticky Putt, has all the chips, and Graham
he couldn't lose a hand today, let me tell you that. He was dominating that table.
I think his nickname's Sticky for a reason. Sorry, Liam, we can't chuck the turbo on stream. We'd love to. Not sure we'll be able to handle the action here. We've got a lot of Price Trevor's mates in the chat. They'd be very upset that he got taken off stream, but we're not far away from our final table here. 9 left. The action's gone really fast-paced. We're not in for a long night, I wouldn't think, with this structure, so looking to get some guests here in the commentary booth. Phoebe, you've been unbelievable. I'm worried about my job. That's how good you've been up here.
Yeah, it's something different. I thought I was going to be...
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. We have bottom set versus top pair and nut flush draw. And Andrew and Jason have collided again. And who can forget the flush that Andrew flopped when they were cracked by a running full house? Work clubs.
This is a pretty big jam from Jason.
Yes, and bit of deja vu here for Andrew. Bottom set against top pair in our nut flush draw. I'm not, once it goes, it appears that Andrew has bet the flop for a third, and Jason's clicked him back and Andrew's called. And it appears that this is a 2x pot jam from Jason, just trying to catch up with the action here. Certainly on the more unconventional side of play, but feels he's got a lot to protect against it. He just, no, I thought Andrew was going to put the call in there. It's going to be so hard to get away from this. Jason really had the better. He's going to bin it.
In the room, the bar will be ending coffee service at 9 p.m. After 9 p.m.
Well, if you really think about it, what is Jason repping here?
A hand that certainly beats us at the moment, for sure.
Exactly.
He's going to bin it.
Wow.
Goodness me, great fold, Andrew. That 2x pot jam.
And he shows
bottom set. Unsure. Unsure why we would go the 2x pot jam and show the bottom set there. Perplexing.
Don't think Andrew can call there. He's still got 40 big blinds. It's quite a large jam. At the moment, he's only got top pair. He is drawing to the nuts, but I think it's a pretty good fold from Andrew.
It is, but Jason did allow him to get away with that 2x pot jam. I'm thinking, Phoebe, what are your thoughts there?
Look, I think threes is a pretty strong hand. Bottom set's quite strong on this board at the minute. I think he could have just elected for a larger bet size on the turn.
In relation to the pot,
can still get some value from hands like Andrews, rather than mucking just straight in the bin.
But Jason, he back on the bike here with a raise with 5-4 suited, well
He's
over
at the
$1 million.
1 milli mark now.
Well over $1 million chips, and Doesn't fortune favour the brave? We saw him get in the aces on Queen Deuce 4 of clubs drawing dead.
Yeah.
But when we say drawing dead, that had 0.7% equity, and we can never forget that running full house. One of the most unbelievable hands we've seen. The chat was popping off. Here on Saturday night at the Southport Sharks, APT, 2 days left. We've got the Gold Coast Championship main event coming at you tomorrow night, our last day of coverage. Can't wait for that, but
Should be exciting.
you'll be dealing there, Phoebe.
Yeah, they changed the structure actually for that Gold Coast Champs. They played till the money and all the flights, which is really, really good, I think. It's a good change.
We've had nothing but positive feedback
Yeah.
in relation to that change. You bag up your chips and you also get handed an extra $1,200 min cash, and have had so much positive feedback in relation to that change, and always looking to take on board feedback
I think
here
it's
at
very
APT.
good. Coming back to day 2 and you're in the money, you know, it's always good when that happens. So
Yeah, absolutely. Bit extra money for us too during the week if we bag our min cash on the Sunday night flight. We could use our $1,200 for some buy-ins throughout the week as well.
Yep.
So there's no wonder why the players have received that change so well.
And then tomorrow we also have got at 12 o'clock, or
The
believe-
Beast, are you referring to?
yes, the Beast.
12:30.
12:30. One
And
of the most
given-
popular events at APT.
Given how viral your introductory to tournament videos have gone during the week, I might give you a rundown of what we've got tomorrow to get everyone at home involved in.
Yep, so starting off with the Gold Coast Champs Day 2, our qualifying players will come back at 11 a.m. And at 11:30 we have a Saddie for the Beast, 3 seats guaranteed. For $60, get your come on down to Southport Sharks for the Beast that starts at 12:30, which is a $40K guaranteed.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
On Sunday,
These
40K.
guarantees that APT have been doing are
Yeah.
really, really good. And they're smashing them as well.
They
Today we
are.
had the 6 Max here, which got well over 40,000, and that was only a 25K guaranteed. It's really, really good to see. And at 3 p.m. tomorrow, we've got the Kings Cards Mega Stack Freeze, a $200 buy-in, 75K start stack, which is really, really good. We get to play deep,
Love
lots of
it.
chips. And at 4 p.m., we've got a fun 5-card PLO.
Love that event. Will we see you in the 5-card PLO, Phoebe, playing, or will we
Oh,
see
no.
you dealing? No.
We'll be dealing. So that should be some fun. A good tournament to close off the series.
Always a bit of fun. A
Yeah,
few drinks
few
flying
drinks.
around at the PLO 5 on a Sunday. We've had that as our last event here for some time.
Can get quite. It's a $300 buy-in, but I think some people will be in for a well over
Oh,
$300.
man, well over a K for sure. As we saw APT champion from 2020, Charles Sy, flick in about 1/10 of the prize pool in the grind. Was unaware I was in for that much, but we'll move on. But just remember, we are in the money, and we'll be bringing you that coverage tomorrow. We'll just confirm what time that'll start. It's Price Trevor, the 9-7 is good enough for him in the cutoff. Now, Alex got to our featured table when we started commentary with well over 400K, and
Wow.
it's just felt the wrath of a wild Jason Patel here with well over 1.2 million chips. Of course, was covered in that aces hand as well. It was all over for him. So 0.7% of the time, Jason would be walking out of here with 0, but he's well on his way to $12,000. Does that sum up tournament poker or what?
He is just building and building.
Fold, 4-4.
Playing a win. I'm going to fold my way back.
And as I said tonight, a bit more of a jovial night. We won't be going through, we'll be picking up the action in big hands, but we're looking here, you know, a bit of light-hearted fun and bring in some employees and players and anyone who's available that wants to come in on the stream. We've got a good caster guest lined up for you tonight, but Phoebe Yan, you've been an absolute star.
Thank you very much.
We did get permission from APT and Brian to get you on stream. You've been amazing.
It's been fun.
I'm glad
Something
you've
different.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm glad you've enjoyed it. You've been an absolute star. So thanks for joining us. And hopefully we're definitely going to be seeing you on the felt, but hoping we're going to be seeing you run deep in a few tournaments later in the next 6 months.
Potentially.
Let's see
So,
how it
yeah.
goes. So Phoebe, thanks so much for joining us. We can't wait to have you back in here again in a few series
Sounds
time.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Too cool. Recheck. Too bad. 12,000. Three raise. 80. Twofold.
How amazing was that to have Phoebe Ann in here? Much loved dealer. You'll see her dealing this featured table quite often. It's a night for guests. A little bit of fun as we're closing in here at our final table. Remember, we are in a 6-max tournament. To avoid that uneven final 2 tables, we always have that final table of 7 in our 6-max tournament. So 9 left. We're in the money here. 9 left, 10 paid, $12,000 up top, and it appears as if Price Trevor is going to be one of the leaders, but going into this final table. But the story of the night, we've had a great story every single night of these streams. Who could forget the Players Champs, Gary Lynn's call off there, and of course Antoine Follett's win, Dipper's win in the grind. And I tell you what, Tommy Maguire's battle with Ray Rang in the final 3 was something to behold. We're 9 left here, 10 pay, 9 left, so we're at 5 and 4. We've got 5 on this table, 4 on the outer, and of course we'll be at a final table of 7. We are in the money, $12,000 up top, and you know what a moment that was. Jason Patel all in and covered with aces, drawing basically dead. Now has 1.3 million chips, and of course, if nothing drastic happens in the next couple of hands, will be our final table chip leader, closely followed by Price Trevor.
Fourfold.
Triple up this time. How's that feeling?
Eightfold. Twofold. Three raise, 25.
Call.
All in.
Trying to beat me in the pot.
3 call. All in call.
Jesus Christ. Only aces. I said I wanted to triple up, but I'll take a double. I'll crack aces.
Championship start E. Lines up. He lines now 800, 1600 with a big blind ante 16.
Bad
800,
start.
1600 and 1600 big blind ante.
Very nice. Okay.
Alex. Just see Alex, the other Alex. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Not much of a level up, is it?
200 bucks.
200 bucks, yeah.
We'll take it.
I'll take it.
He's a big blind on your right. 12 on top. Three fold. Alex? Alex?
Alex.
No. Gotta play her out. Thanks, Nathaniel. A 2 fold, 3 fold, 4 raise, 35. 8 calls, 35.
I'm all in.
All in?
Don't tell me you got a
All in
straight.
call. C4, all in.
Oh,
and C8
wow.
call.
Just got me every time, huh?
Unlucky, man. Played well.
So it was 8 bet 150, 4 all in, and C8 call.
I think that's final.
Fucking hell.
Well done.
Play her out.
I'm on it, bro.
Oh, what did I get?
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
Here we are, the culmination of the Goliath, day 3, originally scheduled for 2 days. It went well into a third day, and I'm here with the winner, Tom Maguire, one of the most accomplished players in Australia, about to head off to Vegas. He was our pick in the booth from about 8 left, so much experience. That come to the fore at the final table. Got so much to talk to Tom about, but how do we feel right before the World Series? $45,000.
Feels pretty good. Yeah, can afford it now.
I know that you probably could have afforded prior to this, but I want to go back to about 20 left. So 9 paid in this tournament with 66 runners. With 20 left, we've just been informed, Tom, you had 50K at 8K big blinds. So
I did.
That's unbelievable. What a
Yep.
spin up. Do you remember the hands and what happened to be able to spin up those 5 big blinds?
So first of all, I had about 350 when that happened, and then I ran 10s into kings against, it was Josh Goldsmith, I think his name
he was
is.
on the final
table, yeah. So that got me down to 50K, and I was pretty bummed. I got a double up, I think the very next hand with, it was a small pair, I think maybe 6s against something like king 9. And then I got move tables straight after, and I had to grind 10 bigs for a while. Got another double up with 4s against Naman's king 7 suited, I think.
Okay.
And then I got moved again and then I got ace 10 against king 10 on a 10 high board, 10-4 deuce, and doubled up to like 300, and then just grinded it up from there.
Amazing. You came into the final table as the chip leader, so it's pretty incredible that you were down. Usually if you're around that stack, you'd be grinding all the way to the final table, but in that period of time, you still managed to come into the final table as the chip lead.
Yeah, I can only think how many chips I would have had if I didn't run 10s into kings. I would have had like 4 million.
Of course. And you would have won anyway, so it didn't matter what happened, obviously, but a couple of hands I want to talk to you about which completely changed how this tournament went. The first one, blind versus blind confrontation versus Ray Wang. I had a feeling, I called a couple of times from the booth that, you know, there was going to be fireworks between you and Ray no matter what. And it took a while to eventuate. Could have been potentially due to distribution, but it happened when Ray 4-bet jammed the 10 jack suited. Now, he lamented after the hand that, you know, we were a bit surprised that he took that line, and he lamented, "Why did I jam?" was the comment we picked up from the table. Mike, give us your thoughts on how that hand went down.
I'm not surprised. Ray can be pretty aggro sometimes. In that particular situation, I was especially surprised because there was no dynamic. I don't think either of us had played a hand the entire final table really. He check raised me once yesterday with a bluff. He had Jack 9 on. I think it was King Queen 6 or something. So I was surprised because we hadn't set up any sort of dynamic or confrontation. So when he just like snap goes all in, especially first hand of 3-handed too, or maybe second, it's just like,
it was unbelievable.
Right.
It changed the entire tournament. He still had, obviously you doubled through him, so he had you covered, but as soon as he jammed, he realised it was potentially something he shouldn't have done. But don't forget, he did turn that flush draw. Were you sweating?
He did. And if I have ace 5 offsuit and I'm bluffing, then he gets it through.
Of course, yeah. Always. And the main thing I want to talk to you about, this incredible hand. The chat was popping off in the commentary. Everyone's been speaking about it since, when we've check raised the 10-7 on the 10-3-4, went big turn and jammed the river, SBR of about 7, and Ray ended up calling off on the river with 4th pair. Talk us through how you were feeling during that hand, because at the end of it, it seemed really important. You slapped that 10-7 down on the table. You knew the momentum had swung. Talk us through all that hand.
So he had been doing quite a lot of raising on the button instead of limping. I think I raised once the entire heads up and limped every time the button I had. He was doing a lot of raising, but then he limped that hand, so I was already a little bit unsure what he was doing exactly. But when I check raised the flop and he called, I already thought that it was very likely I would get called down, because the board has a lot of natural bluffs on it. It has a lot of straight draws, a lot of gut shots, a lot of flush. There's one flush draw. I think the turn brought a second flush draw. And then there's maybe not so many hands I can have for value. If I have 10s or 7s, I'm probably going to raise pre-flop. So I totally understand why he called down. I don't know if I would necessarily bluff all the time in that spot for that reason. But it's definitely I totally get why he called. I was sort of expecting him to. Wasn't necessarily expecting him to do it that light. And then obviously that's the whole heads up. We've been playing really small pots, so when he calls, it feels really good to win the gigantic pot.
Of course. And with that Queen of Diamonds, the non-heart Queen on the river, every single draw bricked, and me and Harvey were in the booth thinking, don't be surprised if Ray puts this in. Literally every single bluff is bricked off, and you are capable of having every bluff in that spot too, but you just so happen to have one of the only hands for value that you take this line with. It changed everything, and the tournament was over within two or three hands.
3 more hands, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So anything else from that final table you think I missed that really swung the momentum? They're the two that stick out, but you seemed like in complete control as soon as you sat down.
Mm-hmm. I guess I will mention the jacks against aces hand that we had 3-handed.
Yep.
That kind of spot kind of gets to me a little bit sometimes, when the money goes in and you have to lose. Something very similar happened the previous Goliath. I came third in that one, where I lost a huge pot 3-handed. That one really rattled me. That was in Adelaide 2 months ago. This one, when I lost the gigantic pot 3-handed this time, I felt very sort of just in control of it and able to just put it to the side. And so I think that mental resilience really helped me.
That's incredible. Yeah. That's incredible to hear, because you tend to not show a lot of emotion
on the table when you're playing. You know, everything comes down to what decisions you're making, but you know, the first bit of emotion we saw from you is when you slapped down that 10-7. Maybe we thought it means a lot more to you than we originally kind of think.
It's a little bit of redemption for sure.
Yeah, of course.
I had all the chips in that one three-handed as well.
That's amazing to hear. Now, a couple of things I want to comment. You've got the colour synchronisation here with the top and the nail polish.
Yep.
Any reason behind that? Is it got something to do with the Kazakhstani flag you trolled us with in as well?
My toes are green as well.
The toes are green as well.
Can't see that, but there's nothing in particular.
Okay.
I just liked the color green when I got them done.
Yeah.
When I realized I was going to be on stream and you guys were talking about them, I figured I would put the shirt on.
Amazing.
So there was no intentional plan before the tournament or anything like that. The Kazakhstan flag is blue, so that's not. That has nothing to do with it, unfortunately. But yes, I will say, glory to Kazakhstan. I'm very happy to have won this tournament. I'll be bringing it back to Almaty very soon. Great success.
I think that's a really good place to.
This tournament, first prize is more than the entire GDP of Kazakhstan. So
I think
pretty stoked about this.
I think we'll wrap this up here. Tom Maguire, one of the best players in the country, and if you had any doubt about that, just rewatch the stream here of the Goliath. He proved that he's one of the most established and competent players in Australia, and we hope to see many big runs in Vegas at the World Series coming up over the next couple of months. Thanks so much, Tom. Congratulations.
Can I say one more thing?
You can say one more thing. Go for it.
I would like to thank as well, very special shout out to my girlfriend Felicia, who's been on the rail for the entire tournament pretty much.
Amazing. Felicia's such a great person too. She's always here railing you.
Yeah. She has done lots of. She drove me back and forth and got me food and got me coffees and all sorts of things. So couldn't have done it without her. Thank you.
Shout out Felicia.
Shout out to Felicia.
That's where we'll end it. Congratulations, Tom Maguire, the winner of the Goliath, $45,000.
Thank you.